DFG Science TV, Duckstop Bodensee. 260,000 water birds in search of food.
Today, Anja is collecting the final samples from the cages. The doctoral researcher and her team have already loaded the diving boat at the Met now and are preparing for the dive. Conditions couldn't be better. Sunny, calm weather. Even from the boat, Anja can see that the birds have eaten away much of the stoneworts outside the cages. One last team meeting.
Wir gehen zusammen rein. Du nimmst erstmal die Deckel von den Käfigen.
We'll go in together. You'll first remove the covers from the cages. While you're doing that, I collect samples from the open areas. And after I've gathered the samples, I'll place the sampler on its side with the handle pointing up. You can then take the sampler and return it to the boat and then bring the fresh sampler back to me. If there's a problem with all of the swimming, give me the sign that we agreed on. This is it. Got it?
Was wir ausgemacht haben, das war das, gell?
Got it.
Klar? Alles klar.
Underwater, the consequences of the birds' feeding habits are even more apparent. Because their shoots have constantly been eaten away, the stoneworts are no longer bright green. Anja often sees nearly fist-sized holes that are formed when birds pull out the algae from the soil. The amount of space with no vegetation has also increased. Whether the birds are directly responsible for this is not clear. The same holds for the zebra mussels, which grow in shallow waters on rocks or at greater depths in sandy areas. In addition to the stoneworts, they form the most important source of nutrients for the birds. Studies from the years 1999 to 2008 showed that in some areas, the water birds ate away well over 90% of the stoneworts and the mussels during any one winter. While diver Almut loosens the covers from the cages, Anja has started collecting samples on the open areas, which are marked by swimming lines. Using a so-called sampler, a special sample collection instrument, she collects the remaining plant material. In order to enable Anja to collect the samples in just a single dive, Almut brings new samplers to her and takes the collected material back to the boat. Now the samples need to be collected inside the cages. The cages have prevented the birds from feeding here. Meanwhile, Andreas, a student, rinses the sample material that has been collected. The last sample. Anja has managed to get everything finished. Afterwards, Anja goes on one more dive at depths as great as 10 meters to collect stoneworts and zebra mussels for her isotope analysis.
Ach, das sieht ja ganz gut aus. Das sind ja meine.
It looks quite good. These are my isotope samples. For that, I'd like to have both zebra mussels and stoneworts. And this time I managed to find quite a bit.
Und da habe ich diesmal ja wirklich ganz gut welche gefunden.
Anja's feeding experiment this summer has concluded. She still needs to remove the cages from the nature reserve, process her samples and evaluate her data. Will the results support the initial hypotheses?
Visit DFG Science TV for more information. Awaken the researcher within you.